Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition here of Cleanpin. I hope everything's going well for you guys. And this is episode, like 43 or 44 of Cleanpin? Live on YouTube. Actually, we're not live. This is pre-recorded. But live, I guess. Wait, can it be live? But we also have an audio version, audio form. And you can find that everywhere on wherever you get your podcasts, Spreaker, Anchor, iTunes. We're all over the place. So you can get it in audio form as well. And for you guys listening on audio form, we're also available on video form on From the Bleachers Sports Show. Hope everything's going well, guys. Couple of things I really wanted just to get into, and what we do here, we talk about news and rumors, everything wrestling related, obviously. A couple of things to get into. You had I guess we could start as far as the draft. You had on Monday. You had the final, the final results of the draft from Monday. And Deshaun Watson lights up Titans defense for 335 yards, in case you're into fantasy sports. But, I think as a conclusion on a whole, pretty much what has happened with the draft is, they say they're going to shake things up. Shake things up has always been the tagline here for, jeez. You like the background of the ghosts there. But shake things up has always been the tagline. Well, in actuality, really what has happened is you just seems like you've kind of moved the storylines vice versa. Like, for example, you have Dominic, Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, Murphy, all on SmackDown now. You had Owens and Aleister Black interacting yet again with their respective drafts, feuding again. So it's really the same. It seems like the same story. It seems like SmackDown is more, how can I put it, more of the show that's going to be with the drama, I guess, so to speak, drama driven, the quote unquote love, the quote unquote love story, or whatever you want to call it, infatuation with Murphy and the Mysterios and Aaliyah and all of that just kind of tangled in. You have Seth Rollins, in that background as well, and that's more, you're kind of like, I don't know, it's just more adult, kind of deeper storyline, deeper kind of like almost like a drama, so to speak. And they're really in detail. You'll take, for example, the Uso Roman Reigns storyline right now, what you have going in. So to me, really, on a whole, really what the draft really didn't accomplish much, and only for the fact of you just have pretty much everyone changing brands, changing stories. The story is still the same, but people are changing the brand. That's all. I do think, just skipping around, I do think that, just looking ahead, I do think that from this past SmackDown, that Jey Uso, Roman Reigns storyline is probably the best thing going on as far as wrestling goes right now. When Jey Uso comes out there, you pop. You pop. You want to hear it. You want Jey Uso to get in there, show Roman Reigns what he's got. Even though we know he's probably going to get his ass kicked, but I think that's the storyline that you're really engrossed and entrenched in, and that's probably the best thing. And that's and I think SmackDown has been the better show over the last 2 months, maybe even more. Might even argue since the pandemic happened. And I think with the chemistry that they have, with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns being related, that type of chemistry that they have, it should work over well, where there would be it would make for great TV. Also, I like just staying on SmackDown, since I kind of just went into that SmackDown category. Adam Pearce, man, he's like the dude that could, for whatever reason, could never get a contract to be signed. What is with him not being able to get contracts signed? It left off where Bayley does not want to sign a contract against Sasha Banks. But Sasha Banks, though, had the I think the line of the night where she said, she goes, "My name is worth more money than your championship reign." I get something to that effect, I think, was said, and that was a money line right there. That was the line of the night. But Adam Pearce becoming the dude that is not able to get a contract signed. That's pretty hysterical to me. Staying on, SmackDown, it looks like we're setting up potentially for. Excuse me. we're setting up potentially. It looks like we're setting up for a I just lost my train of thought. It looks like we're setting up for a Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan feud, and I'm fine with that. I don't know. Maybe it's my maybe it's just me, but I was cracking up when Seth Rollins was like explaining his whole thing here, or Daniel Bryan rather goes, I've been watching you, and this whole thing here that you do is I don't get it. It's stupid. And I thought that was hysterical. That had me rolling, where he goes, it's stupid. I think it's stupid. I'm like, wow, that is, to me, that was on point funny. I popped. And did you see like Seth Rollins? What was he wearing? Seth Rollins was wearing this. It looks like he was wearing sweatpants with these bright black newly, freshly polished black dress shoes. It looked ridiculous. It looked ridiculous, and the and the whole reason why they were fighting, they started to fight. And he was saying, "This is not stupid, Brian. It's not stupid, Brian." I don't know. I just cracked up. I cracked up about it. I thought it was funny. Just getting back to the actually, I forgot to mention it. Just getting back to the Sasha Banks and Bailey interaction there. That lack of not the contract being signed. I think generally, like I use the Roman Reigns and I use the Jey Uso thing, and just maybe just to backtrack again with the Jey Uso. I think long haul, I think this is kind of where you might see as the storyline progresses with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. Listen, we know Jey Uso has a fart chance of actually winning the championship at Hell in a Cell, but I think this will kind of introduce the possibility of maybe seeing a Rock, or maybe seeing one of the Samoans, seeing a Rikishi being involved, interjected in the storyline. I think this will ultimately lead, ideally, to where Roman Reigns is calling himself the chief or the high priest or the leader at the table. Well, what about The Rock, who's all related to these guys to begin with? I think The Rock has maybe something to say as far as who is the leader at the table. So that might be something interesting in a way to introduce, I think, The Rock for another match here at SummerSlam, or rather at WrestleMania. But yeah, just have those two, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, have chemistry because they're related. Bailey and Sasha Banks. Listen, it wasn't a good first Hell in a Cell for Sasha Banks, but because these two are such good besties, I think this has serious potential. This match has serious legs to be a very damn good match. Actually, it has a chance to be a very damn good match for Hell in a Cell, and obviously I look forward to that greatly. I think that will definitely be a match that you could look forward to. SmackDown was there were people, you might consider it a little bit weird. A lot of people were considering it weird that they were calling it. Listen, they were calling it the season premiere. This is Fox, so it's a little bit different. But to me, as wrestling fans, we all might agree, or we all might think that the actual season premiere is after wrestling, right? But that's not the case with Fox. It was season premiere was this past Friday. So listen, it's Fox. I understand that, but as far as them really changing the scope, how it was described, or how it would be, how this would be a different feeling kind of show. Really, it's not that much different. And for what it's worth, too, AEW, as far as wins and losses matter, and this will be a different presentation, all was nonsense as well. Sometimes, what goes the saying? Sometimes the saying goes, don't fix anything that's not broken. And listen, I might be wrong, but I don't see how AEW is that much different than WWE. But anyway, yeah. So listen, so it's Fox. Fox spent a ton of money. How if that's the way they want to present it, absolutely. And of course, you have some, national known sports figures, like the guys from NFL Sunday, just kind of, cutting a promo. Oh yeah, wrestling, SmackDown. Well, we know that, majority of these guys don't watch wrestling. Maybe they watched wrestling when guys like Austin was around, or Hulk Hogan in his prime. But ever since then, I think it's safe to say that these guys have not been watching wrestling. If you want to keep it in perspective, it was a little cringe. But I get why they did it. They want more people to watch their product. They want more people to watch SmackDown on Fox. And let's be honest, SmackDown on Fox is not exactly killing in the ratings. Neither is any wrestling, for all that matter. For that regard, I know a lot of people make a kind of a big deal about the WWE and NXT ratings. To kind of make it a big deal. Oh, AEW got 825, AEW got 920, AEW got 725. No matter what, it's still horrible numbers compared to what wrestling did. Yeah, it's acceptable now. But they're not exactly hitting it out of the park either, as far as the ratings. None of them are. Let's be real. Look at the ratings for Monday Night Football. Astronomical. Huge. And you're telling me a good chunk of that audience that watches Monday Night Football never watched wrestling before, or or is not wrestling fans that just don't watch, and that they're not interested in watching again if something was presentable, that they felt appealed to or viable to, that they want to watch. Come on now, we know that's not the case. So, the ratings in general are not phenomenal for either company. And I guess that's what Fox wanted to do, just to kind of maybe open up some new eyes and open up a new audience to something. Something where people could sink their teeth in, maybe open up a new fan here and there. And listen, it's, and Sami Zayn versus, for that matter, Sami Zayn versus Otis. If in fact that is a storyline, that's, a storyline that I could also get into, that I could also believe. So, to wrap up SmackDown on the whole, it flew by, and when it flew by, and that's a good thing. I think the show was pretty good. It was very good. Did have its a little bit of a dull moment. That whole New Day segment, and I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure it was emotional to a point for the guys for New Day. No one's saying that it wasn't authentic. I'm sure it was authentic. Because these guys, traveled the road together. but came a little bit like awkward, or a little bit like, I don't know, felt a little bit weird, right? And they're all thanking each other. No, I thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this group. And then the other guy's like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this group. So who's to thank who for being in the group? Like, it kind of got a little weird, and I don't know. It just felt weird for lack of a better word. Lack of a better word, it felt weird. But keep in mind that these guys, have a podcast together. So they are spending time together. Still, they are communicating with each other. It's not like they will never be seen again. And if you know the history of the WWE on a whole here, right? It's whenever something, whenever in doubt, go to the WWE has a history of going to the well in which they know that what it works, and that's New Day as tag team champions, New Day as a group together, or going back, and having the Usos together. That's always been like their fallback. What they love going into when all else fails. So, is this the last time that you will ever see New Day together? No. But it will be the last time that you will see New Day together for some time. And that's all right, because they've, been together for a very long time. And at this point, I think you need to see what Big E could do as far as the singles. Now, I think Big E has a whole lot of charisma, a whole lot of personality on him. I remember when he first was out there with Lana, when he was first out there with AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler, he was kind of just, he was doing what he needed to do. He was out there, the big body, the big muscle, being intimidating, trying to intimidate others. So I get it. That's what he was out there to do, and that's what he was doing. However, he had no personality. But during that time, he was also kind of he was he was cutting little YouTube promos, YouTube clips, and it was hysterical. When he finally started showing out his personality, meaning just showing everyone who he was, getting out of his shell, that's when we've kind of figured out, we really seen what Big E is and what he had the potential to be. I think Big E has potential to be a huge, impactful babyface. I could see Roman Reigns and Big E being a WrestleMania type of match. And I think people would care about it. I think that would be a good match. So, you gotta, that just like Kiss, that has never, it's saying that they will break up for X amount of years, still never have broken up. You could guarantee that you will see New Day back together again in some form or fashion. Let's see here. Some form of fashion. That's it as far as SmackDown goes for me. Do want to get into a little bit of Raw as well, but before we do that, let's see if we could get you a nice little retro video here. Let's see. And guys, I do thank you for watching this this channel. We have fun here, and that's exactly what you know I want to do. We talk wrestling and everything else in between. Let's actually go back to listen from Cleanpin from last week. And see just a snippet of what you guys are missing. That will allow me to reload here myself as we wait until this screen pops up. Here we go, guys. Give this 2 seconds to load. We should be on episode 40-something. We will confirm, but yeah, we're live now on both. Here we go. Let's just check. Be right back. We have how the audio is coming through. There are no audio difficulties here. Breeze through some wrestling news and rumors. Try to get this in and out in half an hour. Let's see if we got. All right, so audio seems to be a go, and we're live. We talk about everything wrestling related: AEW, WWE, MLW, ROH, TNA, NWA. So likely will be like a likely thing that if you like this episode, that you click the like button and join us every week, every Saturday, for the most part. So where do we begin? The WWE draft began on SmackDown. So just you know, be clear on the draft. Not all of the roster was available for the draft on Friday. Okay, so the draft started on SmackDown. Went into today, I believe it was on that WWE Network show. I believe it was The Bump, but they were a little bit further. When they did further the draft, I believe they drafted an additional, I want to say, 3 people. So it's just a general thing here. As far as the draft. Okay, and let me just pull this up here. That way we could be as accurate as possible. Here we go, guys. We're back. And, yeah, that was just I'm sorry. That was a giant advertisement just to subscribe. Please subscribe. I promise you we have a lot of fun here. You know, also wanted to mention, rather, we also did see Elias this past week. Right, that I forgot to mention. Elias, man, I remember 2 years ago. What was it? 2 years ago. I remember when there were crowds, and Elias there was with Kevin Owens. Memorable booing, and booing on Elias. And Elias was used to that. And that, you know, you're doing something very well, right? And then they turned him face. Then they turned him heel. Then they turned him face. Then they turned him heel. Then they turned him face. And then I lost track. And I'm sure you lost track as well. They just never pulled the trigger on him for whatever reason. And he really, I think, part of the problem where it unraveled, injury plays a part too. You have to stay healthy. I know that. But to me anyway, listen, the main thing is turning face heel over and over again, like, you know, like Big Show has known to do. And well, you could probably throw in a Dolph Ziggler into that category. I think that, you know, what you see in the ring from Elias does not match up what you see, what you hear on the mic. There's a huge difference. And that's the problem. Kind of falls apart. All he seems to be doing is just cutting concerts. At some point, you gotta wrestle. But hey, you know what do I know? I think his wrestling needs to improve. Again, what do I know? This is just me, some Joe Schmo that's been watching wrestling all his life. Not a professional, just my opinion. It's just something in the ring there that just makes a huge difference. That maybe just kind of what you see in the ring and what you hear on the mic, there's a drop off. You know, it could be maybe that the opponents that he has had to face, to wrestle with, don't do him any favors. I just think maybe their styles don't match. I think that could be very well a part of it. So don't get me wrong, I think it's a two-way street, and him being injured, being away from quite some time. I don't know, guys. It's just, you had this guy. You had him here. And then the star kind of just evaporated. Lana now going up against Asuka. And people are thinking, well, you know, maybe they feel sorry for Lana. Maybe Lana was really, they wanted you to make believe that she was eating plates of shit, when in actuality she's not. And look, she's gonna win everything, and she's gonna beat Asuka. They're gonna teach Miro a thing or two, aren't they? I don't think that Lana winning will be even a chance. Not even a chance of that happening. Now, she might be having a title shot, but she could even be demolished in seconds, which is far more embarrassing than going through a table 3 or 4 times during the course of a week. Her appearance in that match could be mere seconds, which is more embarrassing. And I don't know, sometimes, you know, WWE is petty like that. But, you know, that character, she's on TV every week, so people probably know who she is. That character is just being a little bit destroyed and dropped down a couple of pegs. They're really ragging on her in the social media. Now listen, as far as All Red Everything returning to the WWE, listen, why do you guys have a problem with it? Okay, look at Total Divas. Look what goes on there in Total Divas. Look at what SmackDown on Fox is promoting. Adult-oriented content. This has been going on for years. So whenever you have a pretty face, and she could wrestle too, she's respectable, but a lot of people love to hate her. But when you have a look like the way she does, she will get whatever pretty much she wants. Because she's a pretty face that could be in front of a TV. And again, this is not all just wrestling. This is an entertainment company. That's it for this week's edition of Cleanpin. We're going to keep it short and sweet. We're going to come back for some next week. Longer episode, I promise you guys. Subscribe everywhere. Subscribe audio, video. I hope all is well, guys. And I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.